What are the strengths and the weaknesses of Euro shareholders? Let us start by the weaknesses. We don't have many financial means, but we do a lot with what we have. Another weakness, that is that we have not so much influence by our lobby work. When you see the big representatives of the financial world, what we call in England the financial industry, well, they have batteries of experts, and these batteries of experts exert a lot of influence on the European Commission and other organizations. We have sometimes meetings at CSER, Committee of European Securities Regulators. Stan Grierson went there, I was there. We are usually one or two together with 15 others that we can call, in a way, opponents. But if our remarks are reasonable, if we no longer try to show that we are against everyone else, if we try to show that what we ask is in fact in favor of the integrity of the market, of the confidence in the market that is so essential within an economic and a financial world, we start to make friends. We have now developed a cooperation with ECODA, that's the European Association of the Board Members. And when we went to their meeting, they shared with us the views that some of their top managers were paid ridiculously high incomes. We have also developed with FACEIF a kind of a cooperation, FACEIF that are the financial advisors. They also want to introduce and in fact to improve the principles of corporate governance within their society of financial analysts and financial advisors. And now recently, imagine, we are cooperating with the company that was called EALIC and now called European Issuers. And these issuers, they say, in fact, in too many cases, between the board and the final shareholder, there are too many intermediaries that try to talk on behalf of us. When someone else tells me what is good for me, I have my doubts before I accept it. So they also want that the shareholder himself would be represented at general meetings of shareholders, and not necessarily a kind of bank or investment fund or pension fund or whatever fund, or even in certain cases the depository systems that want to talk on our behalf. So we like to restore with them the direct link between the board and the shareholder. And I think that is very important, because what does the CEO, the chief executive officer in a company, a whole day? In fact, his main responsibility is to find out whether what he does is in line with what the owners want. That's 1/3 of his time, to keep in touch with the shareholders. Who are these shareholders? They are institutional shareholders. Why not? They have to be there. They provide a lot of liquidity. The individual shareholder doesn't represent anything if it's not organized. If it's not organized, even if it talks a little bit at the general meeting of shareholders, well, nobody listens too well, and usually it's not so well phrased to what they say. Quite often they are sometimes emotional, etc. But when they are well organized, and when a national association of shareholders is preparing questions, talking in the right way, asking the right questions, in fact, they are listened. And now I would like perhaps to stop my small speech by the following fact. At the very beginning, even 8 years ago, there was a question of the shareholders even against the staff and the management, against other stakeholders. This is over now. We are on board of the same ship. We want in the companies to have motivated staff, motivated management, motivated boards. Because there is a big difference between a bank with 9,000 demotivated staff and a bank with 9,000 motivated staff. So it is absolutely no longer the case that it is a thesis, antithesis. It is a question of trying to serve the interest of the economy. And the banks, they should love us, because we are in fact promoting shareholding, own funds, so that companies have a stronger financial structure and can borrow more safely from them. So in this world, I think really that we could not easily imagine that the market could evolve in a positive way without our voice being part of the game. Christian, I must seize the opportunity to thank you because you have done a lot to prepare this meeting. You have invited most interesting people, excellent journalists, and I trust that we will not have a meeting without consequences for Slovenia as for Europe. And I thank you on behalf of all the people here present, and I must say they are people who are absolutely very convinced of the importance of the role that we play. Thank you very much for everything, and we would like to have a couple of questions from our journalists. If they are too difficult, Christian will answer them.